saying Thursday, Friday, but I don't know what time you set for Wednesday because my Wednesday is a shit show, so I don't know that I'm
Oh,
gonna be
really?
there.
That's okay. I mean, I can run through it. Yeah,
No, I think
unfortunately,
we both need to be there. Yeah. Welcome back to the Daily Chronicle. My name is Rodney. Today we're gonna talk about organizational trust. That's it.
yeah, and I'm Keith, and this is the More in Common Daily Chronicle, where we set out to chronicle our journey, mostly for us to look back upon and to leave to our daughters as they start theirs later in life. And we decided, hey, let's share it, build some community, learn from each other, and yeah, so here we are, organizational trust. So
I'm tired. Go.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty tired today too. There's this funny thing that happens when, I mean, we alluded to this in the Mindset Monday, or I did anyway, because I've been thinking about it, is the space when the company doesn't trust its employees to do the right thing because employees didn't do the right thing. Therefore, they're not going to do the right thing because they're not trusted. And then it actually creates more us versus them ecosystem the bigger the company gets. So if the top doesn't trust certain employees to do the right thing, then this group isn't going to trust that group. And that group then in turn is not going to trust this group. And at the end of the day, there's a breakdown in trust throughout the company, and it creates a caustic environment. And we do a lot about company culture. And I think about Brene Brown's comments about incremental acts that create incremental acts of trust over time. It can be broken down really quickly, and it takes a really long time to build up.
To build the trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the incremental thing is good, but I'm gonna lean on Simon Sinek here and say it's not hard to build.
Yeah.
Trust, honesty, transparency. Those, if they exist, they build trust really quickly, and if they don't exist, they erode trust really easily. I think it's actually really easy, and from an organizational standpoint, I think maybe from an individual relationship dynamic, maybe a little bit more difficult, but the same thing applies if you're being transparent. And like I was thinking about organizational trust. If for some reason you don't trust a subordinate or a coworker, one of the things that I've always been taught is to inspect what you expect. And that you don't have to be mean about it. Like, you can ask questions about the thing that you expect, and maybe that opens up questions or areas where somebody doesn't know what they're doing. But if you just expect somebody to fail or not do it right, and you implement harsh things on them, that erodes culture quickly. Versus if you even said, like, hey, I'm not sure that you know how to do this. We've had this experience with people that work for us. I think you have too much on your plate. This slipped. What's going on? Like, did you know this slipped? Did you know this wasn't right? Asking those questions and then saying, because I'm seeing this and I'm wondering if you're doing it because of this, giving them a chance to say, like, oh, whatever, and keeping that dialogue. I think that's the I don't know. I think that's the key. Like, Cynic said it. I think it's that simple.
Yeah, and I think the transparency component to it, and I'm glad you went in that direction, because the organizational trust gets harder and harder the bigger the company gets if you're less and less transparent. In other words, if you expect a certain group or employee team to not do something the way you want them to do it, you start implementing policies and procedures that manage to the lack of trust rather than handling transparently the situations where trust breaks down, and thus building trust up across the entire team and organization. So now these rules and policies start to get implemented to build up trust rather than to manage to the lack of it. In other words, when you're managing an organization to your worst possible outcome, you're going to instantly lead to a lack of trust in the company.
Least common denominator. This is a place where that doesn't work well. You gotta build people up to the highest. I mean, because it is true that you are as weak as your weakest link, but But if you're building towards that, then you're then you're all going to be that
Yeah,
weak. But if
you're all
building to the highest common, then you can help raise the game of everybody,
That's right.
and you can understand where you need to put them so that they're operating at their best. This probably requires more conversation, but
yeah,
I'm glad
yeah.
you brought
Now
it
we're
up.
going into hiring practices and hiring principles, and we can talk about that at a later time.
Management principles, yeah.
So
Organizational trust. Do you have it? No, I'm fine. What do you think about organizational trust? Like, do you think it's that easy? Am I oversimplifying it? Am I is Simon oversimplifying it and I'm agreeing? I'm just buying in because I love Simon, or is there more to it? Let us know.
Yeah,